come on. Come on. Come on, Kelly. Come on, we're men, we're not piñatas. Come on. Come on.
To be honest, I'm not sure he...
And boom, we're live, folks. Welcome to the American Movie Podcast. If you've never been here before, do not forget to subscribe. I go through movies, news, documentaries, Netflix series, and today I'm going over one of my favorite documentaries ever, probably. It's Blue Planet 2. Whoops. So Blue Planet 2 is it's available on Amazon Video, and this was probably my favorite or best purchase of the year when it comes to like media. Just because I was blown away at Blue Planet. I keep wanting to say Deep Blue Planet, but it's Blue Planet 2. Blue Planet 1 is available on Netflix if you want to check that out too. So if you haven't seen any of them and you just want to test before you purchase anything, I would highly, highly recommend you just watch an episode of Blue Planet 2. It's extraordinary. So some things that it goes over is just, first, you get never before seen footage ever. So there's this one instance, everything's rendered like just incredibly clear and blue and beautiful. So it's highly like stimulating for the eyes. It's just like, geez, man, it's so cool to see. So one of the coolest ones, I'm going to go through 3 or 4 of my favorite instances within, it's 8 parts. So 8-part series where they go over coral reefs. They go near the Arctic. They go in the very deepest part of the Arctic. They go on the coasts. They even show you like how all the special camera equipment and all of these crazy shots were actually made as well, which I found highly, highly fascinating. So it's so mesmerizing watching all of these things take place, and the narration was incredible, and I was just so. You're bombarded by just cool scenes after amazing shots after amazing shots. Like, it's incredibly fascinating. Like, I'm actually, if you're on the live stream or the video version of this, I have some stuff playing in the background, and this is the prequel, and you can go see this if you'd like. It's the prequel, Blue Planet 2, and it's incredibly captivating. Just the entire time you're watching it, you're just like, oh my God, how is this even taking place? So yeah, so they even have time lapses. So they go into the deepest depths, but they also go into the most shallow ponds. And most of those are, one instance is they do a time lapse within tide pools. So you get to see this ecosystem that only flourishes within a matter of hours, and then it retreats back into the ocean, and those things are forever gone again. And then next tide comes, and it gets reintroduced. And it's really, really fascinating to see all these things swirl and move and interact and prey and have predatory behavior on all of these things. And it's just so cool to see. So 2 of my favorite ones. First, they deal with penguins at one point too. So they have these penguins, and they have to trek through these elephant seals. And it's one of the most crazy things in the world, because if you've never seen elephant seals, they're huge, and they have these humongous tusks, and these things, they almost look like they look like aliens pretty much. There's nothing like them. So I'm so blown away at just watching these things and these little itty bitty. It's almost comical. So it's almost comical where you get the penguins, and they're maybe a foot tall, and then you get these giant, extraordinary elephant seals with these probably 2.5 feet long tusks, and then a fight breaks out, and it's just nerve-wracking, and you get to see the raw power of these elephant seals, and you have to change your pants after the episode's over, and it's mesmerizing to see. So I want to play that one, and if you're on the actual Audible version or audio version of this podcast, then I'll edit this a little bit just for your sake, because you won't be able to. I'll describe some of it. So let's pull it up right now. So you get to see these penguins just kind of trek through.
He can't fly over this barrier, so he will have to walk as unobtrusively as possible.
So yes, they're coming from the sea, and all these...
And hope that sleeping giants will continue to lie.
Yeah. And they just sound horrific, man. Some of them are adorable too, like the baby ones. So I believe they get through the sea lions, and then they get to the elephant seals.
very tricky.
Dude, okay, so they're starting to wake up. How they got this footage, I have no idea.
A rival bull mounts the challenge.
And this thing is hauling, and it's humongous.
Penguins could be caught in the crossfire.
It doesn't even sound like a real animal. Dude.
Gather together.
Oh, they cut it out, man. That's perfect promotion. But so then a fight breaks out, and it's incredibly you're just like on the edge of your seat the entire time. You just see the raw power of these animals just flipping back and forth, just slamming their faces that are with their mouths open into each other's pretty much like necks. Even though I feel like a seal is just one whole neck, but it's like one whole seal or whatever, or elephant seal. So it's incredibly crazy. And then they have other ones where it's like the boiling sea, and it's rare wherever they get this like shot. So it's out in the middle of nowhere, and then like 3 or 4, I would say actually 5 or 6 different types of like animals interact with each other and start preying upon each other. So they have these lanternfish. And these dolphins go up under them, and then they start to prey on them, and they push them all up, and then the birds see all of the fish on top of the water, so the birds start diving down and attacking, and it's chaos. It's chaos, and it looks like the sea is boiling, and it's so freaking crazy, man. But it's one of the best shows, one of the best documentaries I've ever seen and purchased, and it's only $15, and it's probably the best $15 I've spent this entire year, just because it's extraordinarily interesting. And they go down where there's bioluminescent fish, and they have this thing called the barrel fish, and this barrel fish can see up through its face. So what I mean by that is its head is translucent, but the rest of its body is not. So you can see, and it's got like very vivid organs inside that are green and blue and yellow, and it's really, really fascinating to see these things. And they use that, or rather it's a defense mechanism, so they can look up for prey because they cruise along the bottom. So it's really, really beautiful to see those bioluminescent things. And they have the xiphonophores, which get to be like as big as whales, and those are like a giant superorganism that light up. It looks like almost like a white tapeworm wrapped around in Christmas lights, just floating as one unit through the bottom of this ocean. It's just deep. It's wicked dark down there, man. So yeah, I highly, highly recommend Blue Planet. I loved it. It was so cool, man. So I would check it out. If you're into documentaries and you got $15, and it's reusable too. Like you'll get to see random stuff again and again, and you'll take away other stuff from it. There's so much information that's chalked into this and full, and it's pretty dense. So you're going to walk away from it. If you watch it once, you're going to walk away from it amazed. And then if you walk away from it 2 or 3 times, you're just going to learn more and more. So I highly, highly recommend this, man. So check this out. That was Blue Planet 2. And if you're skeptical, check out Blue Planet 1. That's available on Netflix right now, and it's for free as long as you have a Netflix account. If not, just check YouTube. YouTube actually has a lot of footage. So check it out. Hopefully you enjoyed this podcast. If you did, feel free to talk about it on your own blog or podcast. If you want to review us, please do so at iTunes. And if you want to subscribe to us on YouTube and iTunes, I go through movies, news, documentaries, all that jazz. And if you're listening, I just implored jazz hands. So so until next time, thank you so much. This has been Matthew Benjamin with the American Movie Podcast. Bye.
Round 1, fight!
Come on. Oh, whoa, hey, come on. Come on, Kelly. Come on, we're men, we're not pinatas. Come on.